Soul Garden.
Your Sirius Step of the Day is sponsored by Soulmart.me. Watch, shop, learn.
Namaste, and welcome to Step 16. Step 16 is a spiritual day because at the end of the day, we add 1 plus 6 to make a 7. And as you probably know from Step 7, that's when it's heaven on earth, when the universe kind of pours and opens up that higher channel and pours in compassion. Compassion being non-judgment and acceptance for who we are. Of course, we have to do that first to open up that gateway. We have to somehow accept ourselves in order to hear the universe accepting us. And so step 16 really is a fascinating step because in a way it shows you how to open up your psychic state of awareness, which is a big issue for a lot of people. Chris, I don't know how to be psychic. I don't know what to listen to. What do I do? And if you talk to the Buddhists or you talk to the transcendental meditation people, it's all about shutting off the mind. And interestingly enough, yesterday on step 15, we talked about finding harmony and balance through the process of instructing the mind to listen to the heart. So if the mind is not searching for a solution, not off trying to second guess what will come next. But yesterday, step 15, if the mind focuses on the heart, you will create a 6, a balance, a harmony. Today in step 16, we're going to begin with that 6. So we basically are repeating step 15 in order to get to step 16, because when it comes down to coming to that balance, that's how one does it, step 15. So the first thing one does today is tell the mind, hey, let's just listen to our heart. And really your heart is usually okay with life if you can find that peaceful moment, because your heart is where you come from. It is your source energy. So when you tell the mind to listen to the heart, natural peace ensues. So today we bring in that natural peace. We love, that's the 1. We trust, that's the 10. We bring that love and trust to harmony, that's the 6. We know how to do that from yesterday's step. And once it's in harmony, we listen. Because once you're in harmony, it's not that you're telling the mind to quiet. The mind needs to listen to the heart, like we said. So if you're focused on your heart and you're listening to the universe for a sound, whatever sound or image or any kind of experiential consciousness that comes up in that state of 16, you just notice. You observe. You want to make sure that the mind is not reacting intellectually to whatever you see, but rather the mind is listening to the heart's impression of what you see. So if we go into our state 16 and we're just sitting there and we're being mindful of our heart and, oh, this feels very nice, this is nice, just nice and loving. And then all of a sudden an image comes to mind. This is the psychic side starting to open, the 7. And so once you are at peace with yourself, you can be at peace to listen to the universe, because the universe really speaks on that peaceful level always. And when the image or information starts to come, which is usually something you didn't request, you just, oh, I didn't think about, why did I think about my mom just now? Unrequested information is the psychic information coming in. If your mind is on your heart and not on the door looking for the next thing to come in, then it can come in. Once your mind is on your heart, you'll notice your heart has an opinion to whatever image or information comes in. And that's really what to listen to for your deepest truth. So if you have an image of your mother, what does your heart think about that? Did your heart light up, or was your heart worried? How did your heart respond to that image? Your heart's response is your own spirit's understanding on the deepest level of anything you see or anything you do. And when you're in step 16 today, you want to walk around the world keeping that peaceful balance so that you can notice anything that disrupts the balance. A message, something shiny, a gut feeling about something. When you're in that state of grace and in that state of peace of 16, you really do notice something that even subtly disrupts. And so today in step 16, wherever you are in your learning, wherever you are in your journey, you want to listen for the answers you've been looking for all through this month. So for the last 15 days. Because in our journey, step 16 is the step before 17. And we'll talk about that tomorrow, but 17 is when you begin to commit to a direction. So this is that explorative time where we're wondering, is this the right path? Is this the right person? Do I believe this is the right direction? And this is often the reason why we're opening up to God Universe, is for some inspiration. Now, I've described how to listen for the inspiration, but how does one know if it's the right inspiration for you? Again, you have to be mindful of the heart. Step 15. Because the heart will light up when it's a path or direction that you want. I know it sounds overly simple, but that is the way creators seem to make it. Overly simple. If your heart likes it, you should explore that path, or there's more information there, or that's the one for you. And again, to be mindful of what your heart feels and thinks of everything is really the clarity of who you are and where you should go. So today, as you walk your path, certainly be mindful and aware of the shiny objects and the little voices and the intuition, because truly the universe is more psychic today than yesterday on a step 16 day. God, universe is more psychic, you're more psychic, we all are. And so this is the day to hear these sorts of things. But also, because you are almost over the hump of this month's journey, and it's now time to dedicate yourself to a potential destination, you want to ask all those important questions to yourself today before you become mindful of your heart. So I always say, before you join your day, just do a little namaste today with yourself and say to yourself, you know, I'd like to know these answers today, universe. Especially if your heart asks, I'd like to know if I'm supposed to stay in this relationship. What does the universe have to say? Or I'd like to know if my heart needs to do this and take this job. Or I need to know if I need to dedicate myself towards this direction. By asking with your heart and setting those questions out to the universe, most of the time you'll receive an answer within 24 hours, if you listen. And again, you'll know that it's the right answer when your heart lights up. Now, be careful to be mindful of the heart, and that is when the heart finds information it wants and the mind gets excited, the mind still needs to be mindful of the heart's needs right there. The mind will want to run off and plan, or run off and talk, or run off and tell people. But this is also a very important step too. Today we are observing in step 16. We will decide and act in the next 2 days. Today we observe, and today what we observe is our own peace. Now, one last thing I will bring up with the Step 16 day is that because of the 6, the giving and receiving, that's when you reach that harmony. Remember, Step 6 is I give, I receive. So technically, when you reach that harmony, you are open to giving and receiving. This also needs to be applied to the ideas of creativity. I've been applying it all to God Universe, but truthfully, most of the people connect to God Universe for great ideas, inspiration, and creative genius. So for those of you who are heartfully creative in your life, today is a great day to open up that box of paint or coloring book or whatever it is that brings your heart out to be creative and express that. Because today, with that Step 16, as long as you're at peace and you're mindful of your heart, you'll also be incredibly creative as well. Well, my friend, Step 16 is always a peaceful day. I hope you have a wonderful, peaceful day today. And be sure to ask yourself those important questions, and be sure to listen. And when you hear answers, be sure to listen to your heart at the time the answer comes, rather than digesting the logic of the answer. This will put you in the best position for tomorrow's Step 17. Namaste, and live love be.
Who cares?